What is going on, everybody? Back here with another video. Today we're going to be discussing the recent comments made by Mercedes Mone, Sasha Banks, the former WWE star, the current New Japan star, the current IWGP Women's Champion, and for the first time, really, since she left WWE. When she got her release in January, she walked out in May alongside Naomi. Really, for the first time, talked about said release while appearing at Planet Comic-Con in New York, or not New York, but Kansas City this past weekend. So, quick backstory on this. Mercedes, Naomi were the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions last May. They went to a Monday Night Raw event where they were supposed to do essentially... They were going to do some type of like multi-woman match. It was going to lead to both women getting Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship opportunities up at the Hell in a Cell event. I believe Mercedes was supposed to work with Ronda Rousey, then SmackDown Women's Champion, at that event. I could be wrong on that detail. It's been a minute ago. They went to Vinnie Mac. They said, we think this creative sucks. Why don't you do more with the women's tag team titles? He disagreed. They stormed out after putting their championships on, I believe, Mark Carrano's desk. Could have been, no, it was Johnny Ace's desk, because Mark Carrano got fired during the pandemic due to the Mickie James trash bag incident. Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis, was the ones to put the belts on his desk, walked out. Over that time, from May to January, WB suspended them. WB stripped them of the Women's Tag Team Championships. Naomi is still on the outs with the company. She has not returned, although the expectation is once she heals up from surgery, she will be back. Mercedes, rather. She was in talks with WWE at one point, but reportedly she wanted really big money. She wanted money on the levels of Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, and WWE just simply was not interested in giving her said demands. Therefore, the two sides could not come to an agreement. Fast forward to January, she gets her release from WWE. She goes to New Japan, and we're off to the races. While appearing at this Planet Comic-Con, she was asked whether or not the creative change that happened last summer when Vinnie Mac walked away from the company. Now he's back, but still. Triple H took over creative from Vinnie Mac. Obviously, she gets along well with Triple H. They had success in NXT together, etc. Whether or not that played an impact on her decision to go to New Japan, whether that played a factor into, whether or not she wanted to go back to WWE, etc., etc. And this is what she had to say. And it's a very interesting comment. First of all, nobody knows the story. You don't know the story, but you're reading whatever you want to read and believe whatever you want to believe. Nobody knows the story because I haven't said anything. And I'm not going to say anything because that's just the classy boss that I am, the CEO. But one thing, it's up to them. It's up to Dakota Kai, she's referring to. It's up to everybody else that came back. That's great for them. That's awesome. That's their dream. But I went after mine, which was going to Japan. You have to follow your heart and follow your soul and follow your dreams, and this was always a dream of mine that I never got to accomplish. I'm growing in my career. I've been with WB for almost 10 years. I had to have a change. I had to feel something different in my heart and my soul. I had to go after a whole new dream and a whole new chapter and a whole new destiny for me. And this is what I wanted for me. And this is what I wanted to make happen for me. That's it. This is what I'm going for. This is my dream. That's how she stated it. Very, very interesting comments by Mercedes Mone. Whether or not she'll return to WWE one day, who knows. She did talk about a few names that she did want to work with if she ever did go back to WWE. She named Natalya, which I thought was weird. I'm sure she's worked with her in the past, but whatever. She also named Zoe Stark, which is down in NXT. WWE is reportedly high on her. She worked a live event loop a few weeks ago. Very, very high on her. Rightfully so. She's great in the ring. Really high potential. That's what Mercedes Mone had to say. We'll see if she ever goes back to WWE. I think she'll go to AEW before she goes back to WWE, but we shall see.